Hello student. So in the last class we have completed your flip-flop, that is the various types of flip-flop. So why you are studying about the flip-flop? Flip-flop is a 1-bit storing element. So in that we have completed SR flip-flop, D flip-flop, T flip-flop, JK flip-flop, and then we have master-slave flip-flop. And in that we have also studied about the excitation table, the characteristic table, how to derive the characteristic equation, and finally we see the race around condition and how to avoid the race around condition. So student, please kindly watch the sequential circuit video. This is the basics, and you have to clear about the concept. So in this class we will study about the applications of flip-flop, and the first application that we will see here, that is introduction to register. So what is the purpose of a flip-flop? Flip-flop is a 1-bit storing element. Flip-flop is a is a 1-bit sequential circuit. Flip-flop is a 1-bit storing sequential circuit. That 1 bit can be either 0 or 1. This 1 bit can be either 0 or 1. But I want to store, for example, this data 1001. That is 4 bit at a time I want to store. Then how to store? We have all using mobile phone. In that mobile phone we have memory, that is your RAM and ROM, and we have a central processing unit, that is your CPU. So how you are storing your data? What do you mean data? First of all the signals are all the real signals, that is your voice, video or image, whatever you have seen, that is all analog signal. When we will convert that analog signal into digital signal, this is known as your data. And now this data we want to store it. For example, a movie, you watch a movie, you have to store that movie, entire movie, in your memory. So first of all we have to understand how this memory is designed, and for that purpose we have to study about this basics element, that is your flip-flop. Then we have a register. The register is also a memory element which is used to store group of bits, that is more than 1 bits. So here you can see here 1001, this is a group of 4 bits. So how to store this? So we have to store this by using a register. So how to, so this is your definition of register from this. In order to increase the capacity of storing bits, in order to increase the capacity of storing bits, we have to combine flip-flops. In order to increase the capacity of storing bits, we have to combine flip-flops. So register is nothing but a group of flip-flops. So what is the definition of a register? So register is nothing but a group of flip-flops. Just like a one flip-flop, suppose you have a one flip-flop, this one flip-flop can either store 1 or 0. So similarly we have to combine suppose for example 4 flip flops, that 4 flip flop will store that result 1 0 0 1. So this combination of 4 flip flop is known as your register. So why you are combining the flip flops? In order to increase the capacity of storing, in order to increase the capacity of storing bits. So this is the definition. Register is nothing but a group of flip flops. So for example, next we have to generalize this. So for storing n bit data, for storing n bit data, we need n number of flip flops. So for storing n bit data, we need n number of flip flops. For example, this n, for example, if you have to store 3 bit of data, how many number of flip flops we need? We need 3 flip flops, and that combination of 3 flip flops is known as your register. So register is nothing but combination of group of flip flops. So this is all about your definition. So hope you have clear about this. So one flip flop always store 1 bit of data. So if you need to store more than 1 bits of data, for example 4 bit, 5 bit, 6 bit, then you have to combine more than 1 flip flop as per your requirement. Now we will classification of registers or types of registers. Types of registers. So depending on how, so for example, first you need to understand this. Suppose this is 3 flip flop. This is flip flop number 1, flip flop 2, and this is your flip flop 3. Always remember your whatever you have studied in flip flop, that if a flip flop you have a input, here suppose this is a D flip flop, that is input, and you have suppose this is your output, and this flip flop is operated through a clock. Always, so this is your negative trigger clock, negative edge clock. So I am applying same clock pulse to all the flip flops. So here this is connected to this, and this is connected to this flip flop. So we need to store 1 bit. So depending how, first of all, in order to store a data, first we have to enter the data into your flip flop. First you have to enter the data, and then we are retrieving the data. That means we are getting the data back from our memory as per our requirement. So how you are entering the data and how you are retrieving or getting the output from the register, we classify your register. That is how you are entering your data into the register and how you are getting the output from the register. So depending on that, we classify your register into 4 types. So what are the types? So first one is your serial in, serial out. That means you are entering data serially into your register. That is your, suppose this is your all the flip flops. Suppose you have 4 flip flops. Suppose this is your data D in, and you want to store this 1011. So you have to bit by bit. Serial means bit by bit. So you have to first store this as 1. Then after next clock pulse, you will store this one is shifted to here and this one is entering here, and then in the next clock pulse this 0 will be entering here and the 1 will be again shifted to here. So bit by bit you are entering your data, that is known as your serial in, and also you are getting the output serially. Suppose how you are getting, this is your serial in and you are also getting the output here, that is your Q0, you are getting the output finally. So one by one you are entering and one by one data you are getting from here. But suppose I said parallel serial in and parallel out, next is your that is your serial in serial out, that is you are entering data serially and you are also getting the data serial in serial out. Then next is your serial in. So types of register depending on, that is your here depending on entering, how you are entering inputs and how you are getting the output. So next is your serial in, parallel out, that is your SIPO, serial in parallel out. Next is your parallel in, serial out, that is your PISO, parallel in serial out. And next is your parallel in so this is how you classify your flip-flop. First one is your serial in serial out, second one is serial in parallel out, then we have parallel in serial out, and we have next register is your parallel in parallel out register. Again we classify your register depending on your application. So how you will classify? So this is the classification depending on how you are entering your data into your memory and how you are retrieving the data or getting the output from the memory. Next is your classification. Next classification is depending on the application of register. Depending on application of register. The first one is your shift register. First one is your shift register. This is very, very important. The second one is your storage register. Second one is your storage register. So this is how we classify your entire flip-flop, your registers. So we have 4 types of registers, that is serial in serial out, serial in parallel out, parallel in serial out, and parallel in parallel out. We will see that one by one, we will study about that. The next one is your depending on the application, we have shift register and storage register. So first we will see serial in serial out. Serial in and serial out register. So first register we will study about, that is your serial in and serial out. So first I want to design a 4-bit register. So if I want to design a 4-bit register, if I want to store 4-bit register, then I need 4 flip-flops. So I want to design here a 4-bit register, that is, suppose I want to store 1 0 1 1. So this is my data which I would like to store. So how many number of bits involved? 1 0 1 1. So for that purpose you need, first of all, you need 4 flip-flops. So this is how I put the 4 flip-flops. Then I need a clock flash. So this arrow mark along with a bubble, this is the indication of negative edge trigger flip-flop. This is the indication of negative edge trigger flip-flop. I have already explained you in the previous class that either the flip-flop, the clock is applied edge label trigger or edge trigger. In again, the edge trigger is of 2 types, that is your positive edge trigger and negative edge trigger flip-flop. So how you are applying? This is your clock is applied here, and I am applying the same clock pulse to all the flip-flop. So this is your flip-flop 1. So this is your flip-flop 1, flip-flop 2, flip-flop 3 and flip-flop 4. And then we have, this is your input. Suppose I am taking here D flip-flop. So D1, this is input D2, this is input D3 and this is input D4. So then we have output as Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. So since this is a serial in, so you have to enter the data from this. So this is your left hand side. You are using this leftmost flip-flop as your entering of data, and you are getting the output from this. So Q0 is the output which you are going to get from Q4. So this Q1 is connected as here to D2, Q2 is connected to D3 and Q3 is connected to D4. Student, this is very easy as compared to all the sequential circuit. Register is very easy. So if you understand one register, you can design all other register accordingly. So my target is to store 1 0 1 1. Initially all the flip-flops, when the clock is not applied, all the flip-flops is at 0. So I have to make a table here. So first, this is how you design a serial in serial out register. Let me, it's taking more space. This is how. So I have to make a table here. So for the table we have clock and we have input and we have here, this is your input and we have output as Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. So when the clock is, so here you are applying input to D1. So D1 is connected to your input. So input here is D1, and from the characteristic table you have also known whatever maybe you are applying to the input will get at the output here in Q1 after some delay. So when the clock is not applied, so D1 is suppose here 0 and all the remaining flip-flop is 0 when the clock is not applied. When first clock is applied, first this is your MSB bit and this is your LSB bit. So this is your least significant bit, this is your most significant bit. So first, when the first clock pulse is applied, that is the number 1 clock pulse, So you have your data as here you have applying 1. So that data will be entering here to Q1, that is your 1 here, and remaining part you can see here we have output as 0 when the clock is not applied. Here the output is 0 because this is 0 and this is 0, this is also 0 and this is 0 and this is also 0. So how we will get, this is shifted to here 0, this is shifted to here 0 and this is shifted to 0. This is how. When the second clock pulse is applied, what will happen? One by one you are entering, because what is your serial in? One by one you are entering and remaining is shifted. Remaining is just right shifted. So next bit is here. That is your 1. Next bit is your 1. So again you are entering here as 1. This one is coming to here, and again what will happen? Now the next clock pulse, D2 is, we are having D2 is connected to Q1. So Q1 is available. So 1 is available here. So that means in the next clock pulse what will happen? This one is propagated to here. So this is coming to here 1, and then we have this is coming to here 0 and this is coming to here 0. So 1 1 0 0. So you can see here the propagation, that is shifting, shift right. Then you apply third clock pulse, we will have input is 0. Input is 0, so 0 is coming here. Then we have 1 because this is shifting here. Then we have 1, this is shifting here, and then we have 0. So in the fourth clock pulse, we will have next is 1. So next is 1, that means we have next is 1, that means we have here each 1, then we have 0, then we have, because this is shifting here, then we have 1 and then we have 1. So finally the target is 1 0 1 1. So after how many clock pulse we are able to get that output? This is your storing, that is 1 0 1 1. So this is how you store, you are entering your data 1 0 1 1 serially. Now in the next clock pulse we will get the output from the output side. In the first clock pulse we will get, already in the fourth clock pulse we will get the output as 1. Then in the fifth clock pulse we will get the output as 1. Sixth clock pulse we will get the output is 0, and the seventh clock pulse we will have the output as 1. So this is how to design a serial in serial out register. So in the next class also I will extensively discuss about, again with another example, about this serial and serial output. Then we will discuss further about your other any types of, that is your parallel in serial out or parallel in parallel output shift register. So here the data is shifted from one register to other register. That's why this is a example of shift register. That is, data is propagating from one flip flop to other flip flop. That is why this flip flop is also known, this register is also known as shift register. So in a conclusion, what we have studied here in this lecture, that is the flip flop store 1 bit. So if you want to store more than 1 bit, you have to combine that, and that combination depends on how you are entering data and how you are getting the output. So register is nothing but a group of flip flops. Suppose you need 4 bit to store inside a register, we need 4 flip flops. Each flip flop, because each flip flop store only 1 bit, so that's why we need 4 flip flops. For example, you want to store n bit data, so we need n bit register. That means we need a n bit. So for example, n bit register. When I said n bit register, that means that register is nothing but combination of or group of n flip flops. And how we are classifying the register? So register is classified either how we are entering the data and how we are getting the output. And again, depending on the application, we are also we even classify the register, that is of 2 types, that is your shift register or your storage register. And in case of your how you are entering the data and how you are retrieving data from the memory, that is your serial in serial out, serial in parallel out, parallel in serial out, and parallel in parallel out. So next class we will discuss again in continuation with this lecture. Thank you.